you guys probably don't know who I am. I'm Patty. I have been around for like 7 years with these guys.
7?
7, yeah. Maybe it's 8. It's getting up there now. But what I do is I help out with a little bit of everything. I've done logos, graphics, websites, multiple websites, really. I've started helping out, getting people up to speed on some of the SEO stuff, and all sorts of different things. So a little bit of everything. If you ever have any questions, can't get a hold of Jason or Tom, you can try me or Jill. And let's see if I can get back to this Zoom screen so I can share my screen. I don't know where it went. We always have technical difficulties around here for the new people who don't know. And I apologize in advance too. I'm a crazy cat lady. I have way too many. And if I have a one that talks, so I had to just take away his pom-pom ball. So if he starts up again, he keeps finding them. I don't know where, but he likes to yell when he has a pom-pom ball in his mouth. So I apologize if I have to cut out for that, but I think I picked up like 5 already. So we hopefully should have quiet sleeping cats for this. But let's see. I'm going to share my screen, share my desktop. Hopefully, oh boy, what happened? All right. Can you guys see?
We sure can.
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Does everybody already have WordPress experience or know what they're seeing right now?
Yes.
Some of the new people may not.
Okay. So I know Jason said after this that he was kind of going to do WordPress training. I might kind of step on his toes a little bit here. But once you get your login and you go to wdwnt.com/WP-admin, you can log in. You should be taken to some sort of welcome screen. There's this post section over here on the left. I'll wiggle my mouse around. And this would be where you would add in all your wonderful writing work. I'm kind of winging it here. Let's see. You know what? We can take mine right here at the top, which is on hold. So we're going to tear this apart. I'm going to click on it. It's an existing, but you would just do add new to start writing your own article. And keep in mind, you guys are not going to see this many options. I have an admin account, so I can break things. You guys have writer accounts, most likely, or editor accounts. So we've kindly taken away all the options, so you can't destroy the website. You're welcome. So no need to be scared of clicking around on things. You won't have the access to publish things, so Tom can't scream at you for, publishing something too early, or not publishing something fast enough. It's something every day. But so you guys are all, in the clear on that. You're free and clear of, getting in any trouble. And we have a fantastic system now that when you change your status to submitted to the editor, it posts in Slack and all this cool stuff. Jason will probably get more into that.
I'm going to go over. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll stop stepping on his toes. That was the Patty back off. So really, Tom has talked about this too. If you're an existing staff member, if you were at our monthly meeting just a couple weeks ago, you heard all about titles. That's this big box right here at the top, the first thing that you get to. Titles are super important. They're important from the aspect of SEO, which is what I'm talking to you guys about, and then they're important from the social media side of things, also known as the clickbait side of things, of somebody skimming through their giant Facebook social feed, and something super cliffhanger or appealing in some way, deceptively, maybe, possibly, that gets them to click, right? But we have to kind of find this happy balance between really intriguing, really awesome article titles and things that have lots of keywords for SEO. So really, this is probably a terribly boring title that I have here for Disney is giving away these free Alani brochures. And in turn, we get some kickback. So we wanted to promote this, but nothing more. Oh, look at that. That's what Whitney was talking about. Anyways, off topic there for a second. But so that's kind of the premise of this article. We're trying to get people intrigued enough to come here and want to fill out a little form on Disney's website to get a Alani brochure in the mail. So, like I said, this probably could use a lot of work. I'm not really a writer, but one of the key things that we would want to say is free Alani brochure, right? So we want to make sure those key terms are in our title, but still being super, see how long this is? One of the great ways to really work on your title is to come down to our Yoast plugin down here. If it's gonna, why aren't you finishing loading? Why isn't it? Do I need to, sorry guys. It should show me a preview of what it looks like in Google. And I don't know if this is just I'm going to refresh the page. Should be. Well, that's interesting. Alani brochure. Okay, it's right here in front of me. Was this here all the time and I was losing it? Okay. I've been battling a headache all day, so don't mind me. But so what I'm seeing down here is I can put in okay, I know I want this article to be solely focused around an Alani brochure, right? I might even want to make it free Alani brochure, right? So we were just working on a title. I already acknowledged that mine was way too wordy. It was really long. That's the same thing as wordy. But anyways, and it's not super attention grabbing. This definitely needs a lot of work. And I'm not going to come up with something. Maybe you guys in the audience here have some awesome suggestions. But the important thing that I wanted you to come down here and see, and this is actually a big thing. Is Tom here before I start bashing him? Jason, here. Is he here?
No.
Okay, cool. So this is one of the things that Tom does all the time is he writes these crazy long descriptive titles, which are good for social media because it's one of the things that populates over. But you can see here this snippet preview that we're seeing down here in this Yoast section that you can come on in your article, it's getting clipped off. And sometimes the most important information about one of the articles that let's just pick on Tom because he's not here and he runs things and he can handle it, is sometimes that important information, like it's a dining review for, Skipper Canteen, let's say. And he might do menu changes, Skipper Canteen, add whole fish with eyeballs staring at you, dining review, and it's all the way at the end. But as you can see, Google does not give you a lot of space and it clips it off. Like this is a real live preview of what it would look like if it were to rank on Google. So we want to make sure that really important information is up in the front. So people are going to see it because this is all they're going to see. And then obviously too, not to jump too far ahead, but once you kind of written your article, you have a sense of what it is, you want to edit this snippet that shows up right below because what's really going to grab them, just like on social media, is the title, but then your snippet and description below really needs to support it and be awesome and exciting as well. So
wait, is that snippet automatically just taken from the first paragraph?
Correct. If you don't fill this in, it's going to take the first, I don't remember off the top of my head if it's like 150 character, or it's got to be more than 150, but it takes however many characters Google allows and it will cut it. Like you see how they didn't even finish spelling member. If we didn't type it, that's what it's going to pull, is whatever's and the other stinky thing is sometimes too, we don't always write opening paragraphs, especially if you are like a photo reporter in this group. You may not write a nice little intro paragraph. If you don't, these like giant titles that may be above your images and stuff, those come in and it just makes no sense whatsoever. But the beautiful thing about this plugin is you can come down here, you can write exactly what you want it to say. This will work on Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever random search engines are out there. It will pull in this information and that will be what people will see. They won't see gibberish. And it's a perfect way, actually, one of the ways to get your little green light here for SEO is to make sure that you put your focus keyword, this thing down here. They want to see it again in the meta description. So it just kind of adds.
So the meta description is what the snippet will be when you type it in. Okay.
Yeah. So, Alania Disney Resort, blah, 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 blah. What I often do, this is my sneaky little trick, is I copy and paste the first paragraph, because the other important thing to get your green light on SEO is, and I feel like I might be backing up here, or I need to back up here, I should say, is when you start your article, before you write the title, before you agonize over it, you should come up with what is your focus keyword. What are people going to be searching on Google to get to your article, right? Like, what is that article solely around? Like, this one is around a free Alani brochure, right? But yours is going to be something different. And there's lots of fantastic tools out there that can help you kind of come up with and brainstorm ideas. I think that's more of like a next level class. You guys are still just getting used to, WordPress and writing in here in general. And some of you just might be completely new. So I'm not going to overwhelm you in this class. It's actually something I've been, tweaking and trying to learn myself, and trying to become this SEO guru here. But there's a lot to it. But I want to stick with the core foundation, is just make sure you have that focus of what you want to rank. Like, what do you want somebody to type into Google, and you want your WDWNT article at #1 spot, right? Because then everybody's going to click it. Everybody's going to see it. And so you want to know what you want that focus to be. And then you can form your intro paragraph, your title, your whole article. You know what your focus is, right? You know what you're trying to rank for. So with that said, you can see all the things I did wrong. So if I really want free Alani brochure to be the rank, it should all appear in a row and spelled properly, for that matter. For a limited time, you can receive a free Alani brochure, a Disney resort. Well, even a Disney resort is a bit of like, but whatever, we'll leave this. So I know free Alani brochure, that's what I want to rank for. I think we already had it down here. Okay. So we're tracking over here. We're at oranges. We want to be green. So let's keep going. Like, what else am I doing wrong? Okay. Well, the next thing is your opening paragraph, right? You want to, sometimes people only read the first couple sentences. They're bored. They want to just jump, right? So we need to make sure something's interesting. First and foremost, people are not smart. They're not knowledgeable about Disney like you, and they're just utterly clueless, right? If you read our social media, you'll see it all the time. People not knowing, where Magic Kingdom is, or like the most basic of things, just because, you're talking about Skipper Canteen. People aren't going to know that it's necessarily Jungle Cruise theme. They're not going to know what a Jungle Cruise is. They're not going to know that it's in a Magic Kingdom. They're not going to know that it's
cruise through the jungle.
They might not even figure that out. So always keep it. I know we're super focused towards the diehard fans, but we're really expanding lately. like even just in the last couple of years, you know, we've just taken on a whole new audience. And as we grow that audience, you've got to keep in mind that we're taking in those people that are planning their first Disney trip, have never been here, or maybe have only been here a handful of times, and still probably wouldn't necessarily, you know, my poor husband, I dragged him into all this Disney stuff. You know, we've been together for 4 years, and I'm not sure he can always tell you where everything is 4 years later. And he's been dragged around Disney quite a bit. So never take for granted that most basic of information. And it's not just for, you know, the people that aren't understanding where stuff is. These are rich keywords. Disney World, Magic Kingdom. Those are popular things that people are looking for. And it's telling Google, the more and more that we use, you know, obviously Alani's in Hawaii, and this is a terrible example, but, you know, the more and more we use things like, okay, we're talking about Disneyland, and we're, you know, talking about California and things like that, or we're talking about Magic Kingdom in Florida at Walt Disney World Resort. Using those big keywords really helps us rank long term, not just your article, but our whole website, which is yay. So definitely use those. I definitely need to get Tom into one of these to explain. He doesn't do so much of the editing anymore, so I think we're okay on him deleting some of the basics out. But definitely, if you're doing an informational article, feel free to, like, you know, beef those in. I know we have some more like editorial type things that are a little bit more storytelling. The other thing to keep in mind, not just for readability, but even SEO and just general article writing, is conversation's always best. People don't want to read like really formal writing like you learned in school. Forget all that stuff. Have a conversation, relate to people, share your story, share your life, make yourself relatable. That sucks people in. It keeps them reading. And Google sees that conversational writing and it likes it, which is really weird. But these algorithms that they come up with, they're that advanced that they know, which comes into this readability score, which is tied into SEO, is that you're talking in the present, you're not talking about the past, and that you're having this conversational tone about yourself. So, so we have our keyword, and I've talked in circles now. And, you know, we use Alani, a Disney resort and spa, blah, 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 blah. But we didn't specifically use free Alani brochure anywhere in this paragraph, did we? So Disney's giving you the opportunity to learn more about their paradise oasis and why were they free. And we just want to write Alani brochure. And we can unbold this. So now we've taken our keyword and we've put it into our first paragraph, which is a really, like, at a bare minimum, have your keyword up here in the title. Make sure your focus keyword is here, and this permalink, which you can edit until it gets published. Once it's published, if you touch this, you break everything. And the great way to make them match is to come in here and delete everything, hit OK, and it repopulates and it matches what you typed in up here. So we've got that, we've got this. Now, the other big thing is, oh, look, we got a green. See, we just did a couple of things and we've already gotten a green light on our SEO. We're already in the good. We're already doing better than 98% of these articles. As we start to train people, we're getting more and more green SEOs. But in the past, we've never focused on this, about trying to rank and stuff on Google. So this is good. See how simple it is? I've been rambling. Does anybody have any questions before I continue to ramble on more ways we can improve our SEO?
Nope. No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, you guys are a quiet one. All right. So the other big thing that I don't see a lot, and again, I can't keep up with you guys write like 12, 15, 20 articles a day. I can't keep up. But another thing I've seen in the past, and it might be getting a lot better around here, is that we're not putting in subheadings. And And subheadings are important for Google. They're not necessarily, and it makes things look pretty too, as a designer at heart. You know, ooh, shiny. There's structure, there's organization. We have bold titles and information underneath, but it really, really helps Google understand what the hell you're talking about. So it wants a nice structure. This is a super sweet, short, boring, I don't know what all these save buttons are doing, article that has no meat, no content, and is unexciting. But I did want to at least throw one subheading in here. The most important thing is to click the banner that's supposed to show up below and not be broken, like it is. Click the banner for your free Alani brochure. Now notice we used our keyword in a heading, which is so awesome if you can work it in. Sometimes you just can't, but you should always have some sort of heading structure. You know, let's say you are writing, let's go back to Skipper Canteen, right? Let's pick on that. Let's say you're writing a food review on Skipper Canteen, and you can actually break out your experience. Now you could break it out by your appetizer, your main course, your dessert. And you would do like dessert at Skipper Canteen. You might even want to add Magic Kingdom after that. But you could just keep it as simple as dessert at Skipper Canteen. And you could do, like, your first one is like, I'll walk around Skipper Canteen before you eat. Now you might be like, Patty, you're just repeating yourself over and over and over and over again. It's okay. Stuff all the keywords in, and it will work, because people will skim your heading. So reading wise, people aren't going to like freak out over it, and Google's going to love it. And then we're going to outrank the Disney food blog, which is one of our big goals right now, is to crush the food blog and then start having WDWNT food blog articles show up. That's not a real website. We're not doing that. No ideas, Jason. We used to have, way back in the day, like 1 million different websites for all the
7.
Was it really 7?
I don't know. It was about 7 or 8.
We had DLNT for Disneyland. We had Disney World. We did the cruise one for a hot second. We had a Disney cruise news today or whatever. Mm-hmm. We had the Fantasyland. When they were building Fantasyland, we built a whole website on Fantasyland updates.
And then we had N-Tunes and...
Yes. So, anyways, trip back in time. But so no separate dining website. But so since we're really like focused on trying to do rank up above Disney food blog and stuff, that would be a great scenario when to just use as many keywords as possible. Like when it's a big push for us, a big focus. We're just getting our stuff together on keywords and trying to rank for things and going after stuff. It's a big task. So, you know, we'll see how things go from here. But if you know you're writing something, or you get direction from Jason or Tom or Jill on, we want to rank for this, and you know, when you're writing this article, make sure that you're focused on this. That would be a great time to just shove those keywords in as many places as possible. But it does have to flow. You can't, you know, just write, you know, free Alani brochure over and over again. It does, you have to make it flow in real English. So headings is a big one, opening paragraph title. And here's another one that I really stressed the last time at my SEO training, is linking to other articles on the website. If you're a frequent reader, this is going to be easy for you. If you're not a frequent reader of the website and you don't know everything that's out there, it might be a struggle. One of the girls that came to my last SEO training that I did, she actually was writing this Alani series. She was there, lucky duck, got a vacation, and she's been writing this whole 7-part series. It might actually have more parts, but there's only 7 done now, of different things about Alani and her experience there. So obviously, if we're trying to sell a brochure, wouldn't we want to push this Alani trip report that we got out there. And the same thing goes for a lot of the other things you're writing about. When I'm done rambling and just yelling at you guys and boring you to death, you guys maybe can give me a little bit of insight about the types of things you plan on writing about, and I can kind of hopefully push you guys in the right direction of your specific topic, and how you would integrate things in that way. But there's a handy WordPress tool that would actually spit out anything in our I think we have like 15,000 articles out here. We have a ton of content. And I would say you'd be hard pressed to write something on this website and not be able to link it to another article that we have out here somewhere. So always, at least once, somewhere, some way, make sure you link to another WDWNT article. And if you're wondering what that fancy dancy trick is, what you can do is to put a link in, you highlight some text that you want to add the link in, or what I did here, well, first let's pretend you're highlighting text. I'm going to mess you guys up. But see this little insert edit link, little 2 circles connecting. You click that and you get this little box that pops up. So we can type to search. So we can search Hawaii. And we're going to come back with any article that has like a tag or title that somehow mentions Hawaii. And let's say we wanted to just take this Moana Hawaiian Airlines flight. So click it and then just hit apply and bam. We have a link straight to the article. But this gives you a great way to kind of just browse around and figure out what's out there. Because always you see this little remove, like the breaking of the link. You could always undo something and then put in the link somewhere else. You could just pick any text, search, find something. So I'll get rid of that. Now, if you're doing something like this at the end, like let's go back. So this is a perfect example here, the Alani trip report. I listed out just a bunch of article series that we had. This also would go perfect over to my Skipper Canteen example. We oftentimes go back and back again to restaurants every time they change the menu, right? They update the appetizer list, the dessert menu is different, something happened, the kitchen caught on fire, whatever. We write an article about it and we have a giant list. So food is a huge one. If you're in that section of writing, you would want to probably, in your closing paragraph, which I'm going to dig into a little bit here, because that's like the other big like SEO / general good practice on writing, is your closing paragraph. But so you could come down here at the end and go, if you want to read more about Alani or you want to read more about Skipper Canteen, read these other fantastic articles that we have. And you can just come here in this list and hit enter. It has a new bullet. And then without typing anything or highlighting anything, your cursor is just there. You can come up here and we'll just do the Skipper Canteen thing. We'll just type Skipper and see, sure enough, review, Skipper Canteen. And then just hit apply. We selected one, we'll hit apply. And then boom, it puts in the whole article title for you. Saves you all that typing. It's amazing. And we can just click off of that and it's there. So the other, I think the last big thing, other than kind of like diving into this readability keyword box a little bit more, is your closing paragraph. You always want to make sure you tie up your article. You don't leave loose ends hanging. So right here, I kept it super short and sweet. I could have totally beefed this up better. I just say, plus don't miss out on our 7-part series on Alani. If you're on the fence about visiting, this is a great way to learn more about the aspects of this Hawaiian resort. Look at that, keywords. And then I list in all the other articles that we have relating to Alani. And I tied it up, it's okay. But you don't always have to take this approach of here are the rest of my trip reports or somebody else's trip reports. But the other good things to do are to have people leave a comment, get them interacting, say, you know, maybe you wrote something really controversial about like the worst places to eat in Disney World, right? So you get down to the end and you're like, you know, thanks for hanging out, blah, 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 blah. You probably want to write something better than that. But please disagree with me. Have a different, have something that I'm missing off of my list. Leave in the comments below your least favorite restaurant at Disney World or whatever. Engage with people, get them interacting, because that helps us too. Google does look at things like comments and activity and stuff like that. It's a small factor, but it also just helps with general engagement and making our readers feel like, you know, they're a part of the story and that we're real people and they can engage with us. So that's good too. The other thing you could do is say, maybe you're doing an Instagram store or something that relates back to something we did on Instagram. Maybe we did an Instagram poll. I know Whitney's doing like weekly roundup best pictures on Instagram article. So she would want to make sure she calls out to, hey, follow us on Instagram or head over to our Instagram page and then our Facebook page or wherever. But we want to get as much cross engagement on our other networks as well, because we're all over the place. Maybe you're doing something related to Patreon. Maybe you're doing something related to, you know, like I was saying, Instagram, Facebook. I'm running out of other examples. Pinterest.
Twitter.
We got YouTube. That's right.
Snapchat.
Yeah. Twitter.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Twitter.
you. I'm starting to fade. Talking too much. But yeah, so see, you guys already have the ideas. Just make sure it's always like triple extra gold stars when you can tie it into other things and engage in other aspects of the network. We got the VR team coming up with that launch at some point. We have a sister website coming up for theme park news, not just Disney news. So if we can, you know, give them some kudos or traffic or anything like that, that's always good. So that's why I think coming to our monthly staff meetings is good, because you can kind of pick up on other areas of the network and kind of be able to tie in. And the more you can do that, the better you're doing. What else? Any other questions while I'm catching my breath?
I noticed on the right-hand side of the page,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I think you cut out.
On the top right of your screen.
Right here?
No, it was down where you were. Tags.
Tags? Okay.
I have not done that yet. Will that be covered in the WordPress section? Or...
I'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tags do, I think we surface them on the front end. This is less so, you know, SEO related. It does help. Tags are really important on our internal search. So you would want to talk about any topic, anything that somebody might put in our internal search on our website. This helps it pop up for that. And just like when I was doing that little article search for adding the links, tags helps there too. So the better you are inputting these tags, like saying, okay, we got Alani, we got a brochure, then we use the full resort, Alani Resort and Spa. I don't know why I didn't write DVC, right? Disney Vacation Club Resort. These tags are super helpful for that.
You should also write Disney Vacation Club.
Thank you. Vacation Club. And you see too here, it's throwing in suggestions too to help you out. Categories, I'm sure Jason will go over.
I'll talk about that. Yep.
Yeah.
All that I'll talk about.
Yeah. So let's say you followed all of my rules and you come down here and you don't have a green dot for whatever reason. The nice thing is, if you keep scrolling past all this stuff, it's going to tell you what your problems are and what you can do to fix them. And it's really straightforward. I know everybody we bring on is smart people. So you just follow these simple instructions. I mean, you might not know where the meta description is. That was this box, which by default, you'd have to hit edit snippet before the meta description would show up. So if you are confused by anything, feel free to ping me on Slack. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But the next things are straightforward. Like the text only contains 233 words. We want 300, right? So you know what to do. You just go back and keep writing. And then this is another big one that I was talking about. The SEO title is wider than the viewable limit. That was what I was saying before about these super long titles we keep writing. Great for social media sharing, not so great for Google. Just make sure whatever is getting clipped off isn't important or a good keyword, right? And then you can just keep going down. Images. You know what? I forgot this. I'm kicking myself already. If you put an image, a picture in one of your articles, I'm sure Jason will go over this too. Yep. Make sure you have alt text in your picture. And you're like, Patty, who cares? And I'm like, well, everybody cares on staff, because when somebody else is writing an article, they might go back looking for a picture also at Alani, and they're going to want to be able to find it. If you have this alt text in, people are going to be able to search for it in WordPress and put it in their articles too. So really, really super helpful on that one. And also think too, when we go out to, why are the video controls blocking my, I have shortcuts. Okay, so we're going to Google, right? We're going to do Cinderella Castle, right? We like princesses. Okay, so some people just want to see pictures, right? Oh, you know what would have been even better is to take let's do this. Skipper, let's see how well I can spell canteen. Skipper Barbie, what's that? Okay, Skipper Canteen. Okay, I want to know about Skipper Canteen. I'm thinking about booking a reservation here. Well, you might think that people are just going to, go to the evil Disney food blog or whatever, but some people just want to see the pictures of the food. They're like, I can't read. I don't have mental capacity right now. I just worked a long day, right? They're like, I just want pictures, right? So we want to make sure that we're in our pictures of Skipper Canteen, even if it's like, where's that ugly ass fish picture that I
right
see
there? Yep.
Yeah. So even though you might want to label like this is the whole fish with the eyeballs and all that shit. I mean, sorry, I'm not swearing. I don't know my audience. Sorry. You want to make sure that even on your dish pictures that we're putting Skipper Canteen. So when people just search it, and they're most likely searching it and not putting the dishes because they don't even know, unless they're sitting in the restaurant, like trying to look at what the whole fish looks like, right? You want to make sure you put those in, because that's going to help us. Like, right, this looks like all Disney. Disney was the only smart one to put Jungle Skipper Canteen, blah, 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 blah. So this would be a great way to, see, Inside the Magic did it. So we want to make sure we're tagging and putting those we're putting those alt tags, or alt text, I should say. This right here, alternative text. We want to be putting this in because it's going to help you be numero uno here on Google image search, right? We need to start doing this more. The more of them we have, the more Google looks at us as a, top resource, and the more everything starts to rank, not just, the 5 people on staff that actually put alt tags on their pictures. So super, super important. I hope I got that through, not only for staff members, but for Google and search engine and awesomeness. So, rant over. Okay, so the one last thing, because I think I have approximately 1 minute before Jason's supposed to start talking, is over here on readability. If you're kind of doing a history piece, this is probably going to suck, because it hates past tense words and stuff, and it's going to yell at you, and you're probably never going to be able to edit your article appropriately. It doesn't want things in past tense. There are some common things that I do like this. The text contains 7 consecutive sentences with the same word. That's a big no-no. So let's turn this eyeball, if I hit it, yes, it highlights exactly what the culprit is. And this one, we can edit it. What we would probably want to do is take the description of the part and move it into the front, so it's not boom, 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 all the same thing. We could just leave it, because there's probably your article probably isn't as dinky short as mine, so you probably have other things to redeem yourself. And then this is the other big one that I get hit with all the time, as much as I try. This transition word thing. If you actually click this link, it's going to take you to a Yoast blog, and it's going to have suggestions when I get some transition words. So this is like making sure that you use because and same, while, yet, hence, consequently. So you're tying your things together. You're making a point, and then you're kind of backing it up and explaining it. Or you're adding, right? You're not just stating a fact and then just leaving it. Like you say, the whole fish on the Skipper Canteen menu is the scariest at Disney World. Scariest menu item you could eat or something. Well, you don't just leave that. You want to follow it up. And you can say, this is because it's got eyeballs staring back at you. I think the eyes are actually taken out of this fish, but I'm just going to keep using that example. So my dad, when I was little, ordered one of these whole fishes, and I was scarred for life. So fun Patty fact. So that's what transition word is. There could be other problems that are unique to you. Like these two are like classic Patty issues, right? Other than too many cats and pom-pom balls, right? So at least the computer can tell me how to fix these ones. But when
I could tell you how to fix the cat problem.
No, not my babies. So this plugin's really helpful. You should be able to read what it says. It has fantastic links to great blog posts that can tell you more. YouTube's a fantastic resource. There's some fantastic SEO podcasts out there. You can always reach out to me to answer any questions.